Hi. If you know about the things I'm about to discuss, you are more than welcome to skip this video, as it is more of me talking about why it's dangerous and why I am vehemently against it. So I feel as though it's not necessary to really see my opinion. And if you'd like to just skip to the end, go look at the links, I think that would better serve your time. If not, and you want to hear me talk about why I have an issue with what has been recently going on, continue to watch. Continue to watch. And thank you. So, I had I had one middle finger to donate to one state, and then I found this article, and now I have 28 middle fingers that I like to donate to 28 states for all being their own form of transphobic. This comes on the heels of Trans Day of Visibility, which was yesterday, and something important to note is that while it's good to be celebrating trans people and allowing them to exist and generally just being a decent human being towards other humans who just want to be themselves, the thing that makes it sort of insidious is sort of what people have talked about when it comes to Pride Month or Black History Month is, oh yeah, we're going to celebrate you, and not just this month, but all the time. And a key thing that people don't pay attention to during these times is that there is actual legislation in place that makes it difficult for these marginalized communities to exist and to function and to survive. There's various forms of discrimination that make it inherently difficult for trans people to be able to exist. And one of these things was instituted about 2 days ago, March 29th. Basically, Arkansas was like, hey, here's a bill to make it illegal for trans youth to have health care. You know, we just wanted to block healthcare from a marginalized community that has very dangerous levels of depression and suicidal ideation and struggles with any kind of mental stability due to the fact that so many people constantly talk about them being in a phase, or it's not real, or that's just not natural. Few things. This was due to colonialism that people even harbor these beliefs in the first place, because trans people have been around for a long time. It's just that it's new for trans people to be able to be out and about, and even then that is dangerous. Black trans females as well as males have an incredible difficulty in just surviving, as well as many other trans people, because there's so many dangerous stereotypes and inherent hate towards trans people. And of course, like I said, this stems from a lack of belief, a lack of understanding, and people constantly wanting to cite one science fact. Oh my god, biology. If you came out with that bio, if you're not your sex, then you're wrong. Here's the thing. If you're not comfortable with something in your life, right, and you wanted to change it, and it wouldn't harm anybody, and you would ultimately feel at peace, or at the very least feel better, what's the harm? But some of this legislation that's been passed, I'm now talking about the 28 states who have passed things, they have cited a need to protect the children from this twisted way of thinking. But you're not protecting the children by driving them to the slaughter when you constantly disavow and tell them that they are just simply wrong. When you call them stupid and you look at them as some sort of monster because they don't feel right in the body that you believe they should be assigned to, kind of have a problem. And when people in power harbor these beliefs and then proceed to make bills that literally make it impossible for trans people to live, could be a problem. So what could you do? How can you assist trans people if you yourself are not trans? It's important to listen to trans people. It's important to educate yourself on what it's like to be trans. It's important to educate yourself on understanding the different things that go into that lifestyle, and learning and educating yourself on how to properly address someone, making sure not to use their dead name. And I'm sure when it comes to these things, trans people are super chill and are like, hey man, I understand you're learning. They rather that, I think, than people just immediately be like, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. You're a monster. You're this, you're that. That kind of disrespectful and disruptive behavior serves no purpose but to oppress people based off of an outdated and dusty tradition brought about by colonialists. So something that has existed and deserves to be celebrated should also be given an easier life to live. Just saying. Of course, as always, when I talk about these things, I want to leave places that people can visit and look at things. I'll leave the article for the 28 states who each posted their own form of transphobia disguised as a bill and said, no, we're protecting the kids. So you can look through that here. There's also a couple links that I'm going to put up. You can go to them if you're financially able, donate, and help, somewhat a trans person's life. Make it easier if you can and are willing. YouTube doesn't let me put any links up on my thing because I am not like a super popular YouTuber, if you can't tell. And so I will have to have my links in the description. So if you kindly you go down, you don't even have to scroll depending on how big your webpage is. You go down and hit that show more, and it's just all these pretty links that you can look at and see and understand and learn about what it is to be trans and how it's a much more complex process and how ultimately anyone deserves to live. And you shouldn't be like a jackass, and you shouldn't be transphobic. Simple as that. If only the people in power could learn that, but they're evil, so let's just keep fighting them, okay? Seriously. As long as people continue to fight against discrimination and educate themselves about it and come together in solidarity, change is possible. It's just very, very difficult. So, that's it. See ya.